Transport agencies insist that bus companies are at fault for misinterpreting the window hour scheme, leaving several commuters stuck, confused, and angry in Metro Manila terminals. Vice President Leni Robredo heads back to vote-rich Cebu province to court voters. Robredo says she is confident of her chances in the province, despite the One Cebu party's endorsement of Bongbong Marcos. And Britain's Queen Elizabeth marks her 96th birthday with her very own Barbie doll. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Many passengers are still confused over bus line Victory Liner's implementation of new window hour departures. Here's the story.
Fred, a passenger headed to Tuguegarao, started lining up at Victory Liner's bus terminal in Cubao at 9 p.m. Wednesday. What welcomed him at the terminal is a huge number of passengers also waiting to catch a bus.
Dali lang sana kung na-inform sana lahat na alas 10, gano'n. Hindi ba naman nasabihan, pero syempre hindi prepared na gawin yung adjustment na 10 pala mag-i-start alis yung mga bus. Yung pinakaunang bus 10, tapos bibigay sila ng stop.
Fred was supposedly given a stub, saying that he is 300 in line. This means the earliest he can get a ride is by morning.
Isa na yung tao na gano'n yung oras ng pagbiyahe.
Ilang oras kayo nagagay?
Sa akin, 300 yung number ko eh. Imagine mo yung mga nasa number 1, mga alas 10 pa ng umaga yung mga yan.
Some of the passengers have even started lining up by yesterday afternoon, just so they can get a bus ride to North Luzon. This as the window hour trips of Victory Liner take effect. The bus line says they can only enter and leave Metro Manila from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. This group of hikers also waited hours just to get a bus ride from Cubao to Bataan. They felt confused over the long waiting time.
Kanina pa kaming mga 1 a.m. naghihintay, medyo wala pang dumarating. Dati naman kasi hindi naman kami nahihirapan. Anytime meron naman available na bus. Ngayon medyo, ewan ko bakit. Bakit walang available na bus ngayon.
Our team also attempted to ride a bus to Dao, Pampanga. We lined up by 11 p.m. to get a ticket. We got a ride past 1:30 a.m. It took us an hour to get to our destination. In Dao, Pampanga, we found some passengers like Annalie, who are already sleeping on the terminal seats. Annalie said she's tired from traveling all the way from Cagayan de Oro to the terminal, believing she will be able to get a bus to Pampanga, where she is expected by a sibling.
Kaya akala ko kasi mayroon pang biyahe papuntang dito sa Dao. Kasi dati mayroon naman alas 3. Yun, nagtaka, sabi na 10 p.m. Nagkuha ako ng ticket, nagbook ako baka So sa tingin ko 10:40 yung hintay ako nang hintay. Hirap talaga.
Some passengers who missed the window hours opted to transfer to other bus terminals. Dispatchers here in Dao are now explaining the new schedule to passengers eyeing to travel to Manila.
Pinapaliwanagan namin, sinasabi namin sa kanila. Yung inuutos din sa amin ng management. Kung ano po yung pinapatupad ng MMDA at Elizabeth Barbie, yun lang po sinusunod namin. Hindi po kami lumalabag, sir.
The bus line also has a call for officials of MMDA and the LTFRB.
Mula alas 10 ng gabi hanggang alas 5 lang ng umaga sa EDSA po. Kaya binabawalan kami. Ang panawagan sana namin, sana ibalik na lang sa dati. Hindi na, marami rin kasing nahihirapan na pasero, nakikita nyo naman.
For its part, the LTFRB clarified that provincial buses may still operate beyond the 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. window hours. The agency says the new transport policy was simply misinterpreted by some bus operators. The LTFRB explains that provincial buses may only arrive and depart from their respective Metro Manila terminals from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. However, they may still operate outside these window hours, provided that they make stops at the designated integrated terminals. The LTFRB also says that bus companies that revise their trip schedules may be held liable for causing public inconvenience. We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're back on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Manufacturers are appealing for an increase in the prices of some basic necessities as the cost of raw materials and fuel remain high. Shaila Francisco with the rest of the story.
Mrs. Abido decided not to get a cart for her grocery shopping to make sure that she won't go beyond her 2,000 peso budget.
Binibili nilang namin, talagang importante lang talaga na kailangan lang naman din talaga sa bahay. Katulad ng mga gatas nila, yung mga noodles, sabon, mga shampoo.
But she may need to further tighten her budget as some manufacturers have requested a price hike due to high cost of raw materials, packaging and fuel products. Those items include salt, coffee, noodles and canned goods. But the Trade Department says they still plan to negotiate with manufacturers on their requests.
Habang hindi po kami nagpa-publish ng panibagong SRP, hindi po gagalaw ang presyo. Hindi sabay-sabay mag-a-adjust ng presyo. For one item, for example, canned sardines, kung 10 brands ang gagalaw doon, mga 3 or 4 items lang, 3 or 4 SKUs. So consumers will still have the choice.
However, supermarket owners say some manufacturers have already advised them of price increase for all categories.
What is a bit disturbing is that different rounds of increases, price increases for different products and different categories now every month. So, kumbaga, may mga abiso.
During its inspection, the DTI also saw that prices of some items, such as shampoo and soap, have gone up by as much as 2 pesos. But the department assures the public that they are coordinating with manufacturers to limit price increases to absolute minimum. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Vice President Leni Robredo is back in the vote-rich province of Cebu to campaign for a second time. Let's get the details from mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, who joins us over the phone from Danao. Hi, Jacob. We heard VP Leni had a jam-packed schedule again today. Can you run us through today's activities?
Hi, Sean. Yes, today, Robredo had 4 separate rallies in Bantayan Island, Bogos City, Danao City, and later a grand rally in Mandaue City. Now, Sean, let's remember that it's very important for any national candidates to woo the Cebuano voters because it is the most vote-rich province in the country with 3.2 million voters. And Robredo actually said in her messages, in her speeches, Robredo said that her visiting this province won't stop even after she wins the elections because she promises a government that goes to the most secluded areas in the most needed times.
All right, all this is happening, Jacob, after One Cebu, the dominant party there in the region, backing the unit team. How confident is VP Leni about her chances of winning in the province of Cebu?
Well, Sean, Robredo remembered that back in 2016, she did win by a landslide here in Cebu province with over 400,000 more votes than Marcos. Now, even though the ruling One Cebu party... The ruling One Cebu party has endorsed a Marcos, she is still confident because the same local officials that endorsed her back in 2016 are still endorsing her now. And that is Vice Governor Hilardo Davide. And combining that with her volunteers, Robredo said she's more confident that she'll get an even bigger win back in 2016.
All right, and did VP Leni manage to eke out any endorsements from local officials there?
Yes, actually, there were several mayors who endorsed Robredo here, especially in the town in the city of Bogo. The vice mayor endorsed her there, and several other local board members of the city and province.
All right, and tonight there will be a grand rally in Mandaue City. What can we expect from that?
Well, Robredo, the volunteers have been working hard, as we can see in social media. And what we can expect is that it will be bigger crowd and grander program than her last visit. An interesting fact is that actually Marcos and Sara Duterte visited the Cebu, the province, on Monday, where he boasts a huge number of crowd attendance. But because of that, it even fueled the volunteers of Robredo to make her rally later grander with celebrity performances and a bigger crowd size. Sean?
All right, we'll wait for that a little later on this evening. Thank you so much for those updates. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro reporting to us over the phone from Danao in Cebu. Queen Elizabeth is getting her very own Barbie doll to mark her Platinum Jubilee this year. The Queen Elizabeth doll is dressed in an ivory gown with a blue sash adorned with medallions and ribbons. The figure also has a tiara, similar to the one the Queen wore on her wedding day. The doll will be sold in London stores in early June. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.